guys, welcome back to a whole new video. Trucking and Travels here, and I am on my way to Gary, Indiana. Drop off this load, and then after Gary, Indiana, I'm going to Michigan. And I don't know where I'm going after that, but that's where I'm headed. That's the direction I'm headed in. I'm gonna pick up some good fried chicken from my second favorite chicken spot in America, which is Sharks. Mostly only in Illinois and Indiana. I haven't really seen it anywhere else, so I don't know where else it would be. But their chicken is just like JJ's Fish and Chicken. So if you're ever in Chicago or Indiana, I don't know if they have a JJ's in Indiana, but if you're ever in any of those two places, try Sharks, try JJ's. JJ's is #1 for sure. They have the best lemon pepper in the world. If you've ever tried lemon pepper, you've never tried the real lemon pepper, where it really came from. Not literally, but literally in a different type of sense. It has the best lemon pepper. Let me just say that right now. The best lemon pepper ever. It's dry, but it's good. You know, I do like wet lemon pepper, but that dry lemon pepper seasoning from JJ's, you cannot miss. You cannot go wrong, my friend. But yeah, man, we're on our way there, just chilling, driving, doing our thing. I figured I'd make this video for you guys. If you're ever sleeping and you start smelling something weird in your truck, don't just let it go by, you know? Don't just be like, oh, you know, maybe it's the outside, you know, maybe it's just, you know, I don't know, something weird going on outside, and you just don't think twice about it, because if you don't, it could be a matter of life and death. And I was sitting here smelling that before I went to sleep, and then I woke up and I'm like, yo, what is that smell? Like, I could not figure out what the smell was. I knew it was rotten egg smell, but I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I was just thinking, hey, it's from outside, it's from maybe one of these farms or something, some cow manure, I don't know, but it definitely smelled like rotten egg. And I woke up like, bruh, like I woke up with the worst sore throat ever. Like I was trying to swallow and I felt like my tonsils were swollen. I was coughing, my eyes were kind of burning, and I was just all tore up all the way around. And I had to just get out of the truck. I was like, she pulled over, my co-driver pulled over at the truck stop, and I was like, you know what, let me get out and just like smell outside and see if it's the outside smell. So I got out, I walked around, and I didn't smell anything outside. I just, you know, just smelled out the regular fresh air outside. But I had to walk away from my truck to smell it, like to actually get a sense of what's going on with the smells. So I walked back to the truck, I'm starting to smell it again, and I'm smelling around the fuel area. I'm like, this kind of seems it. I don't know, but it kind of does seem like this is it. And then I open up the battery area, which is, I didn't think it were the batteries. That didn't come to mind until I opened the battery area up, which is your step stools, like where your steps are, by the driver door. I checked that area. Turns out it was the batteries, because I smelled it so thick right where the batteries are. I'm like, it has to be the batteries. And I was like, we can't drive, you know, it smelled like sulfur, you know, like some sulfur was coming into the truck. I'm smelling it, and if you smell too much of that stuff, you can end up getting extremely sick, because I got pretty sick. It was pretty bad, but I didn't make a big deal about it, you know. I told Schneider I was sick, you know. We took a, you know, break. I'll get to that in a minute, but pay attention to it, guys, because you never know. If you just keep smelling it and going on like nothing, it'll go away eventually. You can end up, you know, probably dying, getting really sick from it. You know, you're just inhaling toxic fumes. So that's another thing to look out for, guys. Just look out for that stuff. Be very mindful of any type of weird smell coming into the cab of your truck. Just be wary about it. You know, if it doesn't go away in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something's wrong. Something's going on. So how we ended up getting it fixed was we actually were on our way to Dallas, but we were in El Paso. And if anybody knows Texas, El Paso is super far from Dallas, about 5-6 hours away from El Paso. So we weren't going to sit there and drive another 5-6 hours. Welcome to Illinois, guys. We have made it to Illinois. But we weren't going to drive another 5-6 hours with that smell, especially when I'm already feeling my health getting messed up from that smell. So I ended up just saying, you know what, let's call Schneider, let's call SCM, which is our Schneider Emergency Maintenance Team, and see what they can do, see how we're going to get it fixed. What they ended up doing for us, this is why I love, one of the reasons why I love Schneider. You know, they saw the problem. If we have any issues with our truck where we can't stay in our truck, then they'll get us a hotel room. So they got us a hotel room, and what they ended up doing was saying, hey, the shop's closed tonight, but we're gonna bring you over to this Freightliner shop in the morning. They'll get it fixed for you. And that's what they ended up doing. They ended up getting it fixed for us. And, well, sort of. Like, they didn't really get it fixed for us, but they tried their best, I guess. Like, they fixed it, but they didn't fix it all at the same time. So what really happened was, we sat there for hours at Freightliner, and that sucked. I was super irritated because I really wanted to get out of there. I was just sitting in Freightliner for hours trying to, you know, figure out what the problem was. And they looked all through the truck. They said they couldn't figure out what the problem was. The batteries looked fine or whatever. And I'm sitting there for hours, and they're telling me this. Like, I'm like, are you serious? So they ended up later on telling me, about 4 hours into me waiting, saying, oh, we had another tech look at it, and that tech said that there was leaking, like some battery acid was leaking from the battery. And I'm like, so y'all didn't see it 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago? And they're like, no, yeah, we didn't see it. A new tech saw it. And not to be sexist or anything, but this was a female tech, you know what I mean? You know, females do have a better eye at things, but, you know, shoot, like, she noticed it right away. So since she noticed it right away, I was just like, okay, you know, kind of more upset about that situation, but it is what it is. And they ended up fixing the battery. They said that she found some other thing wrong with our power steering, so they fixed that as well. And then I was like, okay, cool, you know, I'm glad you guys found the problem, whatever, sarcastically. And they fixed the battery, but you know what they didn't do, guys? They didn't clean it. They didn't clean the area where the freaking battery acid was where the battery acid was all messed up at, you know, all spilling out and everything. So I'm dealing with that situation, and I didn't realize it until like the next day when it started heating up, or not the next day, but like I guess once we hit Dallas, actually. So same day, once we hit Dallas, I started to smell it again, and I'm like, yo, like, what is the dealio? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I thought but they didn't fix it, and that's what I'm assuming at this point. So I get to Dallas, tell them about the situation, and Dallas says, oh, we can't fix it until the next day. Again, Amazing Schneider gets us another hotel room, and this hotel room was nice. Like, it was a nice hotel room. I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. It was like a suite, a corner suite in a regular hotel, you know, a regular motel or whatever. But it was like a corner suite, a 1-bedroom, so it wasn't like a studio. It was a 1-bedroom. So like You have a door to the bedroom, you have a front room. I had the whole shebang, you know. It was big, nice. The AC was blowing cold, we love that. And hold on, guys. Let me stop the video real quick right here. Get back to you in a second. Let me switch cameras, and then I gotta fuel and stuff like that. So we'll talk while we're fueling. Catch you in a second. Well, what I was saying, guys, is basically once I got to Dallas, they didn't even clean out the system. They didn't even change the battery. They didn't do anything in Dallas. And I came back the next day and found that out. So I seen that all the batteries were still there, and there was only one new one. Because originally I thought that they were gonna switch all the batteries out, but they didn't switch all the batteries out. They said all the batteries were fine and you're good to go. Don't worry about it, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, but we still smell it, you know? And the dude was like, all right, let me have another guy check it out. So they had another guy check it out, but that guy said the same exact thing. So we just like, whatever, maybe it'll go away and stuff. We thought that again, and it didn't go away. So we're like, you know what? We're gonna call SEM and try to get it fixed again, the situation fixed again. And hold on, guys. I'm at pump 26 and it's saying that my code's not valid.
Okay, you just want to try it here?
Yeah.
Just diesel?
Diesel and def.
Rewards card.
Yeah.
What was your card? What's your truck number?
54025.
Odometer?
293. 385.
And driver ID?
1222233.
You're all set.
All right, thank you. All right, so back to what I was saying. We had called SEM again, and then SEM ended up saying that, all right, we'll have a guy come out and look at it and see what he can do and stuff like that. And we were at a pilot at this time, so we sat at the pilot, waited for a guy to come, and he came and said he's like, the batteries are fine, but you have a bunch of acid spill all over the place that they didn't clean up. And he cleaned up the whole thing. Took him about an hour for some odd reason. I don't know if he gets paid by the hour or not, but it took him a whole hour. He got it cleaned up and no more smell. The smell was gone. But the sucky thing about it is we could have gotten more sick. Well, Erica, my co-driver, she ended up getting sick eventually. I was sick the whole time, but it felt good to be able to chill out in Dallas. And the next day, because we were there for 2 days, they had gotten us a hotel room first night, and then we just ended up doing a whole reset there. And basically we just ended up saying, all right, well, we'll just stay here, get an Airbnb and chill out at the Airbnb. And that's what we did. That's what we ended up doing. So, and the only reason why we really did that was because, like, yeah, we can do our reset, but at the same time, like, I'm sick, man. I'm trying to get out of the truck, and I don't really usually feel this way. I don't really usually feel like, oh, I'm trying to get away from the truck and stuff like that. I just felt claustrophobic and super sick, you know, and I needed to be able to go somewhere where I had more space and it just felt more luxury and stuff like that, and, you know, a better vibe, I should say. And that's what we did. So had a good time in Dallas, ate some good food like we always do, and ended up going back to the truck next day, got back to work. But Oh man, gonna have to. I hate when the pump's like this. Like, why would they have a pump all the way up here, and then on the other side have the pump on the opposite side, all the way back here? Like, if I would have moved up for that one, then I probably wouldn't be able to reach with this one. It's like, gee whiz. But whatever, I'll just pump on this side and then have to move up. But yeah, guys, you guys got to pay attention to your smells, you know what I mean? And also another smell to pay attention to, which I wasn't going to mention in this video, but I might as well since I'm already here at the freaking fuel stop, is the gas. You know what I mean? You never know what gas pump you're going to get. You might get a gas pump that doesn't even click once the fuel hits the top. You could be on the other side and this thing's freaking spilling out fuel. You know, you never know. It could happen, and it's not your fault. You know, you got to watch both sides and stuff like that. It's not your fault, but it is what it is. That it could happen. You know, luckily, you know, most of the time it doesn't do that. But there's sometimes where it won't even stay in. Like it will keep slipping out, or you feel like you got it stuck, and then it slips out. But this doesn't click, you know, to the off position, and it ends up freaking spilling or something like that. That's the end of the video though, guys. That's what I want to talk about in this video. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm gonna be talking about my time at Schneider, my 6-month review. So pay attention to that video. Look out for it. So like, subscribe. I hope this helps somebody out there. I hope this saves somebody out there from getting sick. And very important video, guys. So share it to anybody who you know who's getting into trucking, because you don't want them to get into trucking and then you find out that they ended up dying or getting extremely sick, and they don't know why they got sick. You know, it's because of these smells. So all right, guys, I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna finish up fueling here and get on back to trucking. Trucking and Travels out.